Hello, welcome to the second day of this chapter. Today we're going to be solving trig equations. Now the first thing, we have a couple trig exact values, just to remind ourselves what trig exact values are. So the sine of 2 pi over 3, we're going to divide between 0 and pi. So 0 is on the right side, pi is over here. We're going to divide it into 3 equal sections. And this would be 1 pi over 3, this would be 2 pi over 3, and 3 pi over 3 would be all the way over there. So 2 pi over 3 gets us to this point, and so that would be a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So this would be 1/2 root 3 over 2 and 1. So the sine is going to be root 3 over 2. Tangent of 5 pi over 6, we divide from 0 to pi into 6 equal sections. And then we go to the fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 pi over 6 is over here. Pi over 6 divides that into 180 into 6 sections, so each of those is 30. So this is another 30, 60, 90. Now for tangent, I like to use 1, 2, root 3, because then it's a little bit easier dealing with whole numbers or non-fractions. So this would be the opposite, which is 1 over negative root 3. And if I rationalize that, that would be negative root 3 over 3. All right, now this is getting to what we're going to do today. We want to find all the values between 0 and 360 where the cosine will be negative root 3 over 2. So what I'll do is I'll draw out the axes and draw all of the reference angles that are possible. Could have drawn those a little nicer. All right, so the cosine is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse and adjacent over hypotenuse. So negative root 3 over 2 has to be in these two quadrants because cosine would be positive root 3 over 2 in quadrants 1 and 4. Now, this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle where the reference angle is 30. So if this is 180 degrees, 30 degrees less than that is going to be 150. 30 degrees greater than that will be 210. So the two different values I can get for theta are 150 and 210, and that's in degrees. Now if I was asked that in x rather than in theta, that means I'm looking for the radians. So that would be 5 pi over 6 and 7 pi over 6. Now, if we said sine of theta is root 2 over 2, hopefully when you see root 2 over 2, you automatically think about 45, 45, 90 triangles. So 45, 45, 45, 45, 90 triangles would be root 2 over 2 for the sides. That's a negative root 2 over 2 when my hypotenuse is 1. So the sine has to be positive, so opposite over hypotenuse would produce negative answers on the two bottom quadrants. So it'll be in these two quadrants. So that's 45 degree reference angle. So that'd be 45 degrees here and 135 here. So theta will be 45 and 135. Now for x, that would be pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4. Oops. All right, now pause the video, try this one yourself, and see how far you get. All right, that's a little crooked for my line. So we want tangent of theta to equal 1. If I draw out my reference angles, that means the opposite over adjacent should be a positive one, so it'll work up here. and it'll work down in this quadrant because -1 over -1 is positive. Now those are 45, 45, 90 triangles. So this one is 45, and this one is 45 past 180 to get to 225. So 45 and 225. Now if we do that in using x, 45 is pi over 4, 225 would be 5 pi over 4. Now if we have 2 sine theta equals -√3, first thing we need to do is divide by 2, so sine of theta is -√3 over 2. Now I think you guys could probably solve this. So pause the video and try to work through it. So sine of theta is -√3 over 2, so the opposite has to be a negative number. So we have -√3. Over here we have 2's. All right, and so down here, these are 1's, and so this is going to be 60 degrees. So 60 degrees past 180 is 240, and then another 60 degrees, and we'd be at 300. So the values are 240 and 300. And if we did that in radians, it would be 4 pi over 3. Nope, I can't think and write at the same time. And 5 pi over 3. All right, do this one on your own and see what answer you get. All right, what we should do is subtract 1 from both sides. So I have 2 sine of theta equals -1. Divide by 2, and sine of theta equals -1/2. So if I draw this out, sine is going to be -1/2 in the bottom 2 quadrants, leaving a 30-degree reference angle in both those triangles. And 30 degrees past 180 is 210. 30 degrees below 360 is 330. So my theta is going to be 210 and 330. Now if I do that in radian mode, 210 is 7 pi over 6, and 330 is 11 pi over 6. All right, now hopefully you can do the worksheet 1 through 10. Good luck.